Hello everybody. Today's video is another informational video. I'm going to be talking about the moon in astrology today. Of course, we know that astrology is not all about our sun sign, which is what we can figure out based on the day we were born. One of the most important things we look at in a chart is the moon. So if you want to learn all about the moon in astrology and how understanding your own moon can make a really amazing positive impact on your life and how you care for yourself, then keep watching. So let's start with the astronomy of the moon, because before we veer too far off into this abstract, esoteric, new age, symbolic philosophy, let's understand the facts and the science of the moon. When we talk about planets in a chart, we are including the moon in that category, even though the moon really isn't a planet. It's what we call a luminary, along with the sun. The moon is the fastest moving planet that goes around the 12 signs of the zodiac. It takes about 28.5 days for her to move through all 12 signs, spending about 2.5 days in each of those signs. Think about your emotions. Your emotions can change on a dime. And especially for some people, one little thing, it can change everything. Their emotional reactions are very strong to situations. There's also a cyclical energy to the moon. The moon controls the tides of the ocean. There's that in and out, repetitive, cyclical aspect to it. Our emotions are cyclical like that. We wake up in the morning, we feel one way, the day goes on, we feel another way when we go to bed at night, and we wake up in the morning, we do it all over again. Or maybe there's a TV show that you really like because it makes you feel happy. You know that every time you turn on that show, you'll have that happy feeling. It's something that you can count on to return back to you every single time. For me, anytime I turn on The Office, it's just the best day of my life. Also, the moon is reflective of the sun's light. When we see the light of the moon, we're actually seeing the sun's light reflected off of the moon. The sun represents our life and our vitality. The moon is our emotions. Our emotions are kind of a byproduct of being alive. If we weren't alive, we wouldn't be feeling anything. We have to have that energy in life to feel anything. The moon is also representative of how we feel comfortable, how we take care of ourselves, the things that bring us safety and comfort. Because think about it, the moon comes out at night. Night is when we go home, we take off the mask that we wear all day when we're trying to be something on purpose in the world. The moon isn't trying to be anything. Our emotions aren't trying to be anything. They just are. They're completely stripped of any niceties and pleasantries and, those really passive-aggressive emails that you send at work. Oh, I'm just following up. Per my last email, you said you were going to send me that file. Those are the types of situations where we're trying to be one thing or another, versus if it was our moon talking, our email might sound something like, hey, idiot, you told me 2 times already you were going to send me this file and you haven't. And now my boss is on my ass. Get moving. Please send that over to me. Versus if our moon was sending that email, it might be something like, hey, idiot, you said you were going to send me that file. Please send it over before my boss completely chews my ass off of my body. Versus if our moon was sending that email, it might sound something more like, hey, idiot, you said you were going to send me that file. What's the holdup? My boss is about to eat my ass. Maybe if our moon was sending that email, it would sound something like, maybe if our moon was sending that email, it'd be something like, hey, idiot, if you don't send this file over in the next 2 hours, I'm gonna go over there and punch you in the face. We can also look at how our moon is aspected by other planets in the chart to see how our emotions play with different areas of our life. For example, if there's a challenging aspect between your moon and your Venus, you might be one of those emotionally unavailable people in relationships. It's hard for you to marry those two things together and be open and vulnerable with how you feel about things, and you might have a hard time appreciating how other people feel about things. Perhaps if you had a positive aspect between your sun and the moon, it would be really easy for you to put your emotions on display, and people wouldn't have to work so hard to understand how you feel about things, because even without really trying, you're just kind of more open and honest with those things. Being aware of the more challenging aspects to your moon, you can start to work to improve those things and make a huge difference in your life. Just because something is in your chart and it's something that comes naturally to you, it doesn't mean that you're screwed for life and you can never work to improve yourself. My whole philosophy on astrology is This is a blueprint of things that you're good at, things that you need to work on. You're not destined to always be an emotionally unavailable prick or somebody who just goes off on people all the time for the rest of your life. You can work on those things by being aware of them and taking every moment as an opportunity to consciously try to do something different. Also, understanding the energy of your moon, you can understand the most effective way to take care of yourself. Maybe you've been doing things that you think are making you feel good because that's what other people are suggesting for you to do, but really they're not doing much for you. Because maybe when someone is telling you, oh, well, you need to read more of these self-help books. Maybe you don't have an air moon and you would rather go and do kung fu or something creative. Maybe you'd rather go paint because you have a fire moon, and that kind of creativity, that kind of energetic stimulation does provide an emotional release for you. If you understand those differences and you understand what makes you and your emotional body unique, you can be a lot more effective with how you take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is so important. It doesn't matter what kind of important job you have, what kind of family obligations you have. If you aren't taking care of yourself and making space in your life for that care and honoring yourself, then you are not going to be able to show up very well for anybody else. And you're going to reach a breaking point where, depending on what kind of emotional reactions you tend to have, it's not going to be good, because you're going to be very resentful that everybody else is taking up your time and there's no time in your life for you to take care of yourself. So understanding what would stimulate that level of comfort and that self-care and feeling safe and taken care of, you can go and do those things and it will pay off tremendously in every other area of your life, because nothing is happening in a vacuum. If you want to learn more about your moon placement and take a look at the types of things that would really fulfill you emotionally and make you feel safe and comfortable and taken care of, and maybe work through areas where your emotions are challenged and you're trying to make improvements, then book a chart reading with me on my website, mollycardinalastrology.com, and we can take a look at that together. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please go do something nice for yourself. Take care.